You've been told a lie about willpower, a big one. We're taught that it's this mystical, innate force, something you're either born with or you're not, that some people are just strong-willed, while the rest of us are, well, lazy. But what if I told you that willpower isn't a thing you have at all? What if that powerful, daily battle between I just can't and I must is largely dictated by a single, tiny chemical molecule in your brain? This isn't just another video about getting motivated. This is about the fundamental biology of your behavior. Specifically, we're going to explore how a chemical called dopamine builds the essential bridge between your mind and your body, between your intention and your action. Now, let's get one thing straight right away. Dopamine is not the happiness hormone. That's a massive oversimplification, a myth that needs to be busted. It's the anticipation hormone. It's the hormone of desire. Think about it. Dopamine isn't the feeling you get after you get the reward. It's the feeling that surges before you even act. It's that little whisper in your head that says, hey, that looks important, that looks interesting, go get it. This is the mind part of the mind-body connection. It's the initial spark that creates the craving, the drive, the urge to move. It's what makes you want to check your phone, want to eat that cookie, or want to chase that promotion. But here's the critical question, the one that stumps most people. How does a simple thought, a craving generated in your brain, actually make your muscles move? How do you go from thinking, I should go for a run, to actually lacing up your shoes and hitting the pavement? This is where the magic happens. This is the mind-body connection in action, and dopamine is the bridge. See, dopamine doesn't just stay in your head as a fuzzy feeling of desire. A spike in dopamine actively, physically, activates your body's motor pathways. It is the chemical signal that flips the switch in your nervous system from wait to go. That moment you finally overcome procrastination and physically start a task you've been putting off. That feeling of inertia being broken. That is literally the sensation of dopamine traveling from the mind part of your brain, your intention, to the body part, your action. It's the neurochemical green light. So, let's redefine willpower in this new, more accurate model. What we call willpower is simply our conscious perception of that go signal. Think about it this way. When your dopamine levels are low, even a simple task like cleaning your room can feel like climbing Mount Everest. The perceived effort is massive. Your brain looks at the task and says, nope, not worth it. We label this feeling low willpower or laziness. But when your dopamine is high, maybe you're excited about a new project, you're about to go on a first date, or you're deep into a video game you love, that same amount of effort suddenly feels easy, even effortless. You feel energized, motivated, driven. Your willpower didn't magically appear out of thin air. Your go signal was simply being modulated by your dopamine state. When dopamine was high, the go signal was strong. When it was low, the signal was weak. Your brain, in its infinite wisdom, was constantly calculating whether the potential reward was worth the physical effort. And this brings us to the most important part of this entire conversation. Your brain is always listening. It's always learning. Every single time you complete that mind-body connection, every time you act on that go signal and get a reward, your brain releases another secondary hit of dopamine. This second hit acts like chemical glue. It's your brain's internal feedback system saying, hey, that action you just took, that led to a good outcome. Remember it. Let's do that again. This process is called reinforcement. This is precisely how a habit is formed. Good or bad, the mechanism is identical. Whether it's scrolling social media for hours or going to the gym every morning, dopamine reinforces the bridge between that specific thought and that specific action, making it smoother and easier to cross the next time. The more you cross it, the more it becomes a superhighway. So, let's stop beating ourselves up. Let's stop thinking of willpower as something you have or don't have. It's not a moral failing to feel unmotivated. It is a dynamic chemical conversation happening between your mind and your body every single second of every single day. And dopamine is the language they're speaking. Now, the big takeaway here isn't to feel helpless. It's the opposite. It's about empowerment. You can't directly control your dopamine levels with a thought, but you can absolutely influence them. You can learn to recognize the signals of high and low dopamine states in your own body. You can learn to attach healthy, meaningful rewards to the behaviors you actually want to reinforce. You can, in effect, learn to speak the language of your own motivation. You can become the architect of your own habits rather than a victim of them. So, I want to turn this over to you. When do you notice this dopamine conversation the most in your own life? When does your go signal feel the strongest or the weakest? What activities make you feel driven, and which ones feel like climbing a mountain? Share your experience in the comments below. Let's learn from each other. Thanks for watching. If you found this breakdown of the science behind motivation helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the biology of your brain. See you in the next one.